So did you ever hear the story about how the French spent 15 billion euros and ordered 2,000 trains that were too large? Apparently, they only measured a few of the platforms, and these were all modern ones. The regional platforms were all smaller. So once they received the trains, they had to go back in and spend another 50 million euros going through and resizing all these regional platforms so the trains that they had bought could actually fit. Now, as an American, I can't get too smug about this because did you ever hear about our Mars climate orbiter disaster? So apparently when the spacecraft was approaching Mars, it approached at the wrong angle. That $125 million spacecraft burnt up in the atmosphere. Apparently, two of the engineering teams that were working with each other on this project, one used the metric system, the other one used the English measuring system. What does this have to do with secrets to being more attractive? Well, gents, both of these illustrate the importance of this first secret. Small details can make a huge difference, especially over time and especially when it comes to your image and presentation. Example, stylish men own a styptic pencil. Now, some of you guys may be wondering, well, why do I need this tool? I don't know. Let's think about it. You're shaving, getting ready for a date. You're about to give a presentation to your boss's boss, and you clean it up a bit. All of a sudden, you nick yourself. What do? Normally, you put on toilet paper. You forget it's there. You walk in and give this presentation, and everyone is looking at this toilet paper hanging off your neck with a bit of blood on it. Yes, it's a small detail, but mistakes like this can ruin a good first impression. Now, at this point, I know a lot of you guys are saying, Antonio, if you really want to be attractive, make more of this. Well, yeah, straight up. Of course, you need to have your financial house in order. When it comes to being physically fit, well, yeah, you're still going to have to pay, but the more physically attractive you are, the bigger discount you're going to get. And gents, there is always a cost. Nothing is free. But speaking of being fit, as many of you guys know, only part of the equation is spending time in the gym. The second part of that equation, the food you put into your body. Now, gents, if you want to have a body you're proud of, if you want to easier meet your nutrition goals, if you'd like to have fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved food delivered right to your door, well, gents, you need to check out today's sponsor, Factor. Now, gents, I've talked about Factor before, but in case you don't remember, Factor makes it simple to have gourmet, chef-created meals delivered right to your door with clean ingredients to help you feel and look your best. Because let's face it, gents, eating healthy can be expensive and time-consuming. I mean, because if you want fresh food, you got to go to the grocery store, you've got to chop up, you've got to prepare, you've then got to clean up all the dishes. Gents, with Factor, you can save a huge amount of time. Seriously, in just 2 minutes, heating these things up, whether it's the microwave or whether it's the oven, boom, you've got a delicious tasting meal that's never been frozen right there on your plate. And guys, I can tell you, having received a number of these meals, I absolutely love them. They are delicious. But seriously, gents, me and my family have been eating these meals and we absolutely love them. And depending on what your calorie goals are, they've actually got their Calorie Smart meals, which are dietitian approved and have around or less than 550 calories per serving. Now, me personally, I was choosing the Protein Plus meals. But gents, depending on your lifestyle, if you're looking for keto, if you want something more vegetarian, vegan, they've got you covered. And when you go over to their website, what you're going to find is they have over 34 plus chef-prepared, dietitian-approved weekly options that promote a healthy lifestyle. In addition, they got 45 plus additional add-ons. Oh, and don't even get me started about their shakes and smoothies. I got one of these. These things are delicious, they taste good, and they're healthy. Everything is measured out, so if you want to hit your nutrition goals, simply everything is listed right there on the packaging. Gents, in case you can't tell, I love Factor because they make it so easy to meet your nutrition goals, improve your body, and this is something that me and my family really enjoy. So gents, to make sure you get the best deal on the web when it comes to starting with Factor, go over to factor75.com and use that code RMRS50 to get 50% off your first box. Gents, the meals are delicious, healthy, and with this discount, it's a no-brainer. Use that link in the description of today's video and try them for yourself. All right, guys, for this next one, let's see how good you are at spotting the difference. Okay, both these guys, yeah, it looks like the same. Do you see the difference? I'll give you an extra second. Come on, do you spot it? Come on, gents, it's right there. It's obvious. Gents, if you didn't catch it, the guy on the left wasn't wearing any underwear. And gents, don't worry, no clothing was injured in making this video. But seriously, that guy on the right wasn't doing too much better. I mean, his underwear was worn and had holes in it. The point I'm hitting on here is that some clothing has a more powerful first impression on us than other pieces. And nothing against going commando. I know some of you guys like it. Hey, it makes it easier in the evening whenever she's taking her clothes off. Talk about a surprise, right? But seriously, gents, your outerwear, especially when it comes to jackets, it pays to spend the time and spend the money to get something that that makes you feel like $1,000,000. When you put that jacket on, it complements your build. It makes you feel amazing. Stylish guys know, especially when you're just starting off, you can't evenly distribute your clothing budget. You're going to want to spend a bit more on the items that people see first. And it's always better to buy quality over quantity. Save up for that jacket you love and make sure to buy the right style, buy the right material that's going to suit your environment and your particular needs. Next up, let's talk about the 3 roles that every stylish man needs to know. So in my opinion, this roll right here is the best one out there. It's called the master roll. And so you start by unbuttoning the cuff and you start to roll it up on the outside of the sleeve. You go up about 1/3 the way, and then you're going to take the bottom part of that and then you're going to roll it on top, going right over the cuff. And in general, this second part should be about the same width as the cuff. Now the master roll should sit right below the elbow. And what I like about this is whenever you want your sleeves back down, just reach over, pull it, and it will come straight down. Simple, clean, elegant, and it looks good. On a side note, if you're a thinner guy like me, you don't have the biggest arms, I highly recommend if you're gonna wear a long sleeve shirt during the summer, just simply to go with this roll. It's gonna make your arms look a little bit larger and make you just feel a little bit more confident. It's a great work for your proportions and build. The next roll I think every stylish man should know is how to roll his jacket. So if you're gonna be traveling, if you want to be able to put your jacket in a way that it's gonna have less wrinkles, then I simply like to take the jacket, lay it out, put some clothing maybe on the inside. It could be a shirt, it could be other items that you have, and then you're going to gently roll the jacket. Why this works and why it has less wrinkles is because we're not getting a hard fold on the clothing. Another key aspect of this roll as well is that you've turned the jacket inside out and you've put the shoulders in on each other, and you're still maintaining the form of the shoulders by putting that bit of clothing in there at the beginning. And last but not least, we have the spring roll. I mean, seriously, who doesn't like a good spring roll with a little bit of peanut butter sauce? Ooh, yeah, tasty. Nope, just kidding. But don't be afraid to roll your jeans, to be able to roll your trousers. Now, if you want to make it permanent, you could actually give it a cuff, but so many guys, they buy jeans, they buy trousers, and the hem is way too long. Now, of course, a permanent fix is to hem them, but you can also use a tailor's tape to keep them in place temporarily. Or in the case of jeans, especially if you're wearing them with boots and you just simply want to temporarily have the jeans out of the way, there's a variety of different ways to do this. And I know it's not everybody's style, but yeah, for some of you guys, you may find that this is a great way to bring a little bit of style to the outfit. Now, this next style secret that only the most stylish guys know, I think a lot of guys know it, but they never think to actually bring these things into their wardrobe, and that is unique fabrics. An example would be shorts. Everybody and their brother's got a pair of chino shorts. Yes, that are made with a twill fabric, cotton weave, but how about you look to bring in something like a seersucker? Now, not only are seersucker shorts going to be more comfortable, they're going to be breathable, but they relatively are muted, especially if you get a color that doesn't have a high contrast, and it brings a lot of style to, just to something that a lot of guys keep very similar. They look like everybody else. All of a sudden, you're able to have a little bit of fun by bringing in a unique material. When things get a little bit cooler, let's look to gray flannel trousers. If you look around, you can find them, and that napped surface all of a sudden has a little bit more texture to it. They're going to be dressier than jeans, not as dressy as dress pants, but they can be worn with a wide variety of different shirts, and they look good. Or what about a suede jacket? You don't need to go with an outlandish, crazy color. You can simply bring in a classic color that you're already wearing, but the suede, that bit of texture on there, is going to make her want to reach out and touch you. And yeah, stylish guys know that bringing in a bit of suede, it is a very easy way. And there's so many different ways to bring in suede, even in shoes. I know a lot of guys stay away from it because, it's going to get damaged. There's tons of suede on the market that's actually made to be able to deal with water and has been weatherproofed. Now, this next secret is more of just a system, and that is stylish men have boxes. They've got boxes where they keep the tools and the items that they need. So instead of looking around, where's the shoe polish? Where's the shoe cleaner? Where's the edge dressing? If you don't know what edge dressing is, come on, guys. Boom, everything is right here inside the shoe shine box. And wait a minute, I take that back. I know you guys come to my videos because you want to learn about men's style, so I'm going to assume that you don't know what edge dressing is. It was something that I learned about in the military, but basically it's for handling the part of the shoe and recoloring it, the part where you don't normally polish. It's going to be that sole right in there, and they're going to be the edges of it, hence why it's called edge dressing. And you're going to see things like leather conditioners, leather polishes. Conditioners are actually made to go into the leather of the shoe, and they can help to re-moisturize it. Polishes are made to stick on the outside of the leather of a shoe, and they're going to protect it from the elements. In addition, most polishes are going to have a dye, are going to be colored, so they'll help also to color the shoe. So in that vein, I would say the most stylish men know that a neutral polish or conditioner is very useful because you only have to have one. And yes, it's not going to color the shoe, but it is going to allow you to bring shine to whether the shoe is a light brown, a dark brown, or a black. Now, boxes don't have to be limited to shoe products. You can actually get watch boxes. If you've got a bit of a collection, get a box like this. Not only does it make it so you can easily find any of your watches, but you can put this as a display piece, and yeah, it just looks good right there on the shelf. Or if you've just got one or two smaller watches, but you don't want to go through the hassle of resetting the time, you can actually get specialty boxes that rotate, that actually keep the watch wound. Now, some of these boxes can get expensive, but if you're spending thousands of dollars on a watch, why not have a display piece that's simply going to be able to sit on your drawer, look good, and, it's a good conversation piece, right? Now, speaking of watches, let's talk about getting more miles out of your existing watch. You don't need to go out there and buy another watch if you can actually change out the band. And on a lot of watches, you can't. So whether you want to go with a NATO strap, whether you want something made of rubber, maybe you want to bring in a leather, if you have been sticking with the, that classic steel band that came with your watch, maybe you can change things up and really give the watch a breath of fresh air, a whole new look without spending a whole lot of money. Now let's talk about the right tools for the job. First up, a grown man actually has a quality grooming kit. He has rounded scissors for when he needs to cut something around a delicate area. He has a pair of tweezers, useful to remove a stray hair. He has separate nail and finger clippers. And as a bonus, he has a pair of nippers and knows how to use them. Gents, I have so many friends that work construction and they are so particular about their truck and about the tools that they use to get the job done. Yet these same guys, when it comes to tools that take care of their body, the most important asset they have, they skimp out or they don't even own them. Can you imagine going to a doctor for surgery and then looking at his tools and realize this guy hasn't upgraded the stuff since the 1800s? Then why are we so cheap when it comes to ourselves? And I'm not saying you got to go out there and spend thousands of dollars, but how about buying an electric toothbrush versus relying on that manual toothbrush so that you don't get gum disease, so that you don't get gingivitis or advanced plaque? Guys, I'll tell you, an electric toothbrush, a good quality one, is going to make your visits to the dentist so much better. Having a pair of nose trimmers, this one I've had for a decade, makes it so easy to weekly take care of that hair sprouting out of the nose. The point is, have the right tool for the job. Whether you have a beard, whether you are completely shaven, you want to have the right tool that's going to ensure that it's very easy for you to groom yourself properly. And again, gents, a lot of these tools just cost a couple bucks. And then using them can make a world of difference. Now, gents, I know I could have covered a lot more. Sunglasses, hairbrushes, fragrance. Guys, if you want more, check out this video right here. I go into a lot more detail. I continue on with what I was talking about in this video. If you enjoyed this video, you are going to love this one. Boom, right here. So yeah, click right here, go check it out. It is a solid video. Boom, right here.